Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. We have a fascinating story to share with you, coming out of Cuba, where the country is facing a severe economic crisis amidst a U.S.-led embargo. According to recent reports, Cubans are struggling to access basic necessities like food, fuel, and electricity. The situation has become so dire that many residents are being forced to rely on private transportation, which has led to a surge in prices, making it even harder for people to get around. The power outages, which can last up to 12 hours a day, have also become a major concern, with accidents occurring at intersections where traffic lights are not functioning. The Cuban government, which has been in power since the 1959 revolution, has long alleged that the U.S. is trying to foment revolt and undermine its authority. However, it's essential to note that the economic struggles faced by Cuba are complex and multifaceted, with various factors contributing to the crisis. We spoke to several Cubans who shared their personal stories of struggle and resilience. One resident, Mirta Trujillo, a 71-year-old street vendor, broke down in tears as she described her inability to afford food. Another resident, Julia Anita Cobas, a 69-year-old housekeeper, shared her daily struggles with commuting, which have become longer and more costly due to the lack of public transportation. It's clear that the situation in Cuba is dire, and the international community is watching closely. China has vowed to support Cuba, while the U.S. has imposed strict sanctions on the island nation. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to consider the humanitarian implications and the need for a fair and balanced approach to resolving the crisis. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into a developing story in the Middle East, where Israeli strikes have killed at least 23 Palestinians in Gaza, according to reports from hospitals in the region. This escalation comes just a day after Israel accused Hamas of violating the ceasefire agreement that was put in place last October. The strikes hit various locations throughout Gaza, including an apartment building in Gaza City and a tent camp in Khan Yunis, resulting in significant casualties, including women and children. An airstrike also targeted a police station in Gaza City, killing at least 11 people, including officers and inmates. It's worth noting that the ceasefire agreement, brokered by the U.S., aims to stop the fighting and pave the way for reconstruction efforts in Gaza. However, Saturday's strikes underscore the challenges in implementing this agreement, particularly when it comes to demilitarizing the Strip and reopening borders. The Hamas-run Interior Ministry has condemned the strikes as a renewed, flagrant violation of the ceasefire, while Israel's military maintains that its actions are in response to violations of the agreement. The Israeli military claims to have killed 3 militants exiting a tunnel in an Israeli-controlled zone in Rafah on Friday. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to consider the perspectives of all parties involved and the complexities of this long-standing conflict. Gaza's health ministry has recorded over 500 Palestinians killed by Israeli fire since the start of the ceasefire, highlighting the urgent need for a lasting resolution. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we close out today's program, we have some news from the world of economics and politics. President Trump has nominated Brett Matsumoto, a government economist, to lead the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This move comes after the president previously accused the agency of releasing low monthly jobs numbers in order to make him look bad. Now, it's worth noting that there is no evidence to support the claim that the Bureau of Labor Statistics sought to undermine Mr. Trump with its data releases. However, a string of revisions to prior reports this summer did show that the job market weakened after Mr. Trump returned to the White House. The president fired the agency's previous Senate-confirmed commissioner, Erica McIntyre, in August, claiming she had faked the jobs numbers. Matsumoto has worked as a supervisory research economist at BLS and has been serving as a senior economist for the White House Council of Economic Advisors. He has a doctorate from the University of North Carolina. The president maintains that Matsumoto will quickly fix any issues with the agency, which he claims has been led by weak and stupid people. It's also important to note that this nomination comes after the White House withdrew its previous nomination for the role, E.J. Antoni, due to sharp criticisms about his qualifications. As we move forward, it will be interesting to see how Matsumoto's leadership impacts the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the economic data it releases. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.